Greetings everyone, welcome to another Minifig Monday. This one's a bit of a request from Cheap for Life. You may know him. He's been on a few live streams. And he also requested one of the other ones. Oh, I forgot what it was, but it's one of the other figures from this series. Anyway, I'll remember sooner or later. But here's the Imperial Stormtrooper. Now, this is not the new one. That one is a piece of garbage. I will tell you that. The new Stormtrooper from Lego is terrible. Do not buy it. The helmet is just so cringe. You guys probably know it's the new style of Stormtrooper helmet that they made. It's so bad. It's so bad. It does not look good at all. And this is one of the OG, well, not the OGs. This is from 2014. So this is when, kind of right after, I guess a few years before they decided to change it. So in 2019, they changed the Stormtrooper helmet, which was not a good idea. In fact, it was probably one of their worst ideas ever. They have some bad ideas. Yeah, Lego is not flawless. But anyway, here he is. Now, I specifically picked this version because Cheap, or Muunilist Studios, as he's known on YouTube, he requested this figure of all the ones that I have to just talk about. I love this design. It looks so good. And I do have another one of these. They both come from the Star Destroyer 2014 version. I do have that. And they're just great figures. They are a bit expensive though, that's the problem. Just a little bit. They're not like too expensive, but if you get them in bulk, they are. But let's turn them around so you can see him better. So he's got a little blaster there. Stormtroopers are not known for their detail, I guess. They're very generic soldiers because, of course, they're just, you know, mooks. They're just generic soldiers to get killed. But these are great. These are based on their appearance in the original trilogy. So, of course, the best one. And he's great. I like his blaster. It's not new, but it's nice. Nice one to get. His detail is pretty nice. It's got a lot of great printing. So black and white colors, that's the Stormtrooper design. It's always been. And it's a little boring. I will say it's a little boring. Because they're just generic foot soldiers. But they're very iconic. And this is one of the last years that Lego did them justice. Because the last few years, since 2019, they've just been terrible. The helmets especially. You all know they're pretty bad. But anyway, this one's great. It just looks so intimidating, like, as a figure. It looks very, what's the word? It looks very, I don't know, it just looks intimidating. Like, just someone you don't want to mess with, even though these guys have the worst aim in the galaxy. Like, they couldn't hit a tree. That's how bad these guys are at shooting. It's kind of played up for jokes. But the printing is very nice. It's like basically their body armor, which is plastisteel. I think that's the term. I could be wrong on that. Plastoid shells. So it's kind of weird. The armor power of the Stormtroopers is a little bit inconsistent in the movies, because like sometimes they get shot and they die, sometimes they get shot and they don't. It's kind of up in the air sometimes. Like, it's very inconsistent. But that's okay. That's how things were in the 70s, you know. So it's forgiven for now. The helmet is the best part of the figure. Unfortunately, there is no printing on the back of the helmet, which is fine. I mean, it doesn't need it, but it could be there. But, oh well. It's not that big of a deal. The back printing is nice. It shows the back plate and the thermal detonator on the back. And yeah, there's not much to say with the Stormtroopers. I mean, they're plain. They're simple and basic, and yet that works. Let's talk about the helmet. It's got the best printing. It shows the two eyes, the mouth guard, the lines on the sides, some great details, the little bit of sand blue mixed in. Unfortunately, again, there's no printing on the back, but oh well. Doesn't need it. He's got the black gloves. So it's basically just a black and white figure until you take the helmet off, which I will show that in a minute. But yeah, compared to other characters, this is not the most detailed, but the detail is very nice. It is there. And it's great to have a classic Stormtrooper that doesn't suck. Anyway, let's take that helmet off so we can see the face, which is Angry Clone. Yep. This was, I feel like the Angry Clone kind of works. However, it does not work with Boba, which, we'll get to that sometime. Here's the helmet up close. This is what it looks like. Really close. So you can see the super fine details that they put into this, which is great. It doesn't open or anything. It's not that fancy. So there's just the helmet there, and it looks wonderful. But here's the face, which... the Angry Clone, again. We meet again, sir. Yes, the Angry Clone is back. But I believe this was the first year to include the Angry Clone, so it doesn't actually make it bad. Because in 2014, that's when they first started the Angry Clone faces, and it wasn't as worse as it had gotten, or as it would have gotten, or as it will get, that's what I'm trying to say. Because they started throwing Angry Clone faces on literally everything. It was getting really ridiculous, and I'm glad they changed the face, finally. But if you're wondering, there is no alternate face. It is just the one because it wouldn't make any sense. I mean, it's just a Stormtrooper. You don't need to have another face if you're never going to see their head. So that's fine. And I like the face. It's good. It's generic. It works. And you're just going to have the helmet on. So it doesn't really matter that much. But I'm glad that they did put a face at least. You know, if you're going to have the helmet off. That's nice. But yeah, there's not much to talk about with the Stormtrooper. It's just there. But I think Lego needs to stop with the new helmets. They're just bad. Like, it just looks like a Family Guy version. Like, why? They ruined it. And now they're paying the mistake because now no one's buying the sets with them. So, that just tells you that it sucks. The design of the new Stormtrooper helmet is bad. It's terrible. Unless you really like it, that's fine, but I do not. I am not a fan of that. But I am a fan of this design, which is the better version and the best design of Stormtrooper we have ever gotten. But, that's it. That's my thoughts on the Stormtrooper. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Sorry it wasn't very long, but there's just not much to talk about with this guy. I mean, it's just, it's there. It's a thing, and yeah. So, that's all I have to say about the Stormtrooper. I'm sorry it wasn't that long, but that's okay. The next episode's going to be coming up pretty shortly, so that's going to be fun. Stay tuned for that. I'm going to keep the Minifig Mondays a surprise from now on. Yeah, I guess technically they already have been, but I mean, if you're on my Discord server, or if you were, then you already knew who the next minifig was going to be. But yeah, I'll keep them a surprise from now on. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Let me know what you think about this version of the Stormtrooper in the comments. And I will see you in the next one. Take care. Have a great day.